Hey everyone, it's Mr. Souther coming at you with a review of the Practice FRQ. Okay, so to get started, we're going to talk about Unit 2, and we're going to basically talk everything about a class and its constructors and the different methods that we went through. So in this case, I wrote an FRQ about a food truck, and we have kind of the menu item class that's presented below. We have two basic things here. One is going to be the name. Oops, trying to get the highlighter going here. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to have the name. And next thing we're going to have is we're going to have the price, okay, as a double. So one's for a string for name, one is a double price. Those are the private instance variables that are being declared. Next thing what I'm going to do is you're going to notice that there's a bunch of code that's going to be missing here, okay? However, we're going to have public menu item, string name, double price. That's a parameterized constructor. And then we have a get name for the accessor method, a get name or get price for another accessor method, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So here's what we're going to try and do. So we're going to have a menu item subclass, and we need to write this subclass, which is called the burger class right there. In the burger class, there's an extension. We're going to need to write the get cheese status method, set cheese status method, and then a toString method. So it does all of that. And specifically, I have to have this text. Let me pause and just see if I can get, actually, I'll just do an annotation. All right. Blah, blah. So there's my color. Let's go with yellow, and let's go ahead and do some drawing. Yeah. All right. So again, I'm going to try and highlight, hey, we need this get cheese status. Maybe I'll use red just so it pops a bit. There we go. And then we need a set cheese status right there. Those need to be written and a toString. So I need not one, not two, but three different methods. Okay. So an accessor method, a mutator method, and then finally a printing an object method called toString. What happens down here below is we're going to have a case where we have all of these different statements and expressions that are supposed to show up. So when I run burger1 as a new object here, that means it's going to come with some different arguments. We have double burger, 575, true. All of those have to be assigned. And when I use those accessor methods, then that's what's going to return. Okay. And then finally, we have burger1.toString, which is going to return this whole thing. So at the end of the day, I need to write these methods and be able to print the object and have it also say, hey, here's your burger, right? Just like it's shown. Okay, so not too bad. So this is pretty similar to all the stuff we've been working with. Let me go back to my mouse. All right. Now I kind of leave you into the vast unknown of writing your own burger class. So we don't need to write a main class. This is just for you to write that one subclass. Okay, so what's that going to look like? So if I go here and try and get back to using these things, so public class, this is going to be burger, right? And it's going to extend the menu item class, I believe that's what it's called. Menu item. And that's it. So just to double check, I'm going to make sure we know, yep, it's the menu item is the main class or it's the super class, burger is the subclass. Now we're going to go ahead and type a whole bunch of stuff with our text. First things first, I need to write a parameterized constructor, I believe, right? I'm just making sure I have everything here. So this is a vast, or it's basically I have to write a class from scratch. And I have to make sure it has get cheese status, set cheese status, toString. So I'm going to go ahead and write that out because I want to make sure I wrote the class, so I need to write some sort of public burger, excuse me, burger. And I need to have my, what was it, string, name, double price, right? So I'm going to bring that over, string name, double price. And the last thing, it looks like we have Boolean. I'm just reading it here. It's going to be a new cheese status method, which should return true if the object. Oh, so I'm just going to say has cheese as the other thing to bring in. Okay, so that means we're going to have, and before I can do that, right, I need to have another private instance variable that's Boolean for has cheese, right? This is going to check to see does burger have cheese or not. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to write the parameterized constructor because that's the first thing I need to build this burger object. And so we're going to go ahead and use, in this case, remember using the super keyword for name and price, right? Because that's going to bring over, refer to the superclass for those variables. I'm just typing in comments just so you can see as you look along and when I post this answer key. Next thing I need to do is set the cheese status, right? So it should be this dot has cheese equals has cheese. And that's going to go ahead and localize the variable. So I made a new variable in this class called has cheese. And I'm just trying to make sure it stays attached to the new burger object I'm going to create. And that's that. Okie doke. So now I've taken care of writing the parameterized constructor. Now I'm supposed to write. And so basically, you might ask Southard, why do we need to write a burger constructor? Because it's not being asked for directly in the actual prompt. Remember, when you're given these prompts here, like up here where it says burger, burger one equals new, burger, double burger, all that, this is implying that I need to write a burger class. If I don't write that, you will lose points. The next thing I need to do is I need to be able to write some of these cheese status, right? So now I'm going to try and attack the get cheese, set cheese to string. So let's go and write the accessor method, right? We already have a get name, get price. So I'm going to go ahead and write the accessor method, which is public. In this case, I'm going to return a Boolean. So that's to be Boolean. It looks like it's get cheese status. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to say, hey, will you return has cheese? That's it. Next thing I'm going to do is write that mutator method, right? So what if I want to change the status of the cheese? Well, I'm going to do public. And remember, whenever we're doing a mutator, it's going to be a void method because I don't need to spit anything out or calculate anything. I just need to change. So whenever I want to change something, that method will always have a return type of void. So you're going to do public void, and then we're going to do set cheese status. And then for that, we're just going to go ahead and take, oops, I forgot something. Silly me. We need to have something in the actual parentheses, right? Sorry, let me try and blow this up a little bit so you can kind of see it. So for the set cheese status, we're going to do Boolean, say new cheese. So there's a little bit of lag here. Big lag. Okay, there we go. And then here, this is going to allow me to do has cheese equals new cheese. So it's going to go ahead and update whatever's coming in to be attached to the variable that we've created. All right, 2 down, 1 more to go. Now we're going to go ahead and print the object, write that method, and it's always going to be, whoops, typing in a little bit of lag. This is going to be public string, toString. So this should be kind of the same thing over and over. And we're going to go ahead and return, if it lets me, the 3 variables. Now remember, name and price are coming from the superclass. So I'm going to use a super keyword to call the toString method. That'll take care of bringing in name and price. And then I'm also going to add whatever else I need to. But just to keep in mind what I need to produce, let's look at what the final thing is. It says, thank you for visiting our food truck. Enjoy your double burger. Okay, so beware here. At the end of the day, do I actually need to print all the name and price? The answer is no. You just need to print the name of the burger. So I'm actually going to change something here, if I can. Let's give me a hard time. Come on. Let me pause because this is being way too laggy, and I'll start back up. So then our last thing we're going to do, I finally got this PDF to work, I hope, is we're going to return the exact text, which is, thank you for visiting our food truck. Enjoy your. So thank you for visiting our food truck. Enjoy your, and then I'm going to go ahead and close out the quotation marks and hit a concatenation with a plus. And then burger is, and this is where the super keyword will come into play. It's going to be super dot, what was it called? Name. Oh, sorry. We want to basically use name here, just so you know. So let me clarify. But I can't do that because it's coming from the super class. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the super keyword to get name here. And I believe that should be, if I did this FRQ correctly, there should be a get name already made right there. So that's what we need right there. There's the get name. So burger1.getName you're able to use. But remember, we're writing in a subclass. So in the subclass, if I want to return that string, right, I have to be able to put the quotations in. And I can't just use the plus super dot name. It has to be get name. We have to use that method because in order to use the variable, we're going to have to use that super keyword and the get name. So that's that. Hope it helps. And I'll see you in class.